Tropical update as of 10 p.m. PST, June 29th. Hurricane Adrian is now up to 80 knots. I think it's 85, maybe 90. And what can I say? Seb supports that. Well, Tef does not, but it's obvious that it's on the higher end. Clearly has a well-defined eye wall. But we're starting to see the first signs of the colder, more stable environment on the northern semicircle of our storm. So we're probably within 12 hours of its maximum intensity. We'll have to see. But we expect weakening after about 24 hours. Then it heads more to the west, has more ridging builds, and it becomes a remnant low, which is in line with all the models. 12 storm should be 12 to 36 hours. Clearly, it's going to weaken into a tropical storm, then into a depression around 60 to 72 hours based on the model data. That's what we think. It's moving 305 by 7 knots. It's going to move west-northwest during the next few days. We're to its northeast. The weaker shower vortex is forecast to turn westward, and the low-level trade winds. So yeah, it's going to weaken, but it's going to peak within the next 12 hours. Probably as a Cat 2. It's probably a Cat 2 already. Let's be honest. The NHC is just being conservative. Next is Beatriz, has been named earlier this morning, which is close to Mexico. It's becoming better organized. Had winds of 35 knots. We can show you it. Clearly, it has nice banding. It's very close to the Mexican coast. And they expected to head northwestward close to the Mexican coast or maybe even inland based on the models. The NHC is forecasting it to move inland or just clip the coast. And enough to make it a tropical storm. Then threaten Baja California then after, which this is pretty much what the models show. We'll have to see if we could have two landfalls, one on the Mexican coast, the first one on the Mexican coast, and the next one on the Mexican coast. I mean, GFS is definitely more eastward. And so we could have maybe even it's more likely to become a hurricane. It has time. I think it probably stays a tropical storm and it makes landfall during the first landfall. In my opinion, most likely. Models show it peaking in about 12 to 24 hours. I think it's becoming less likely it becomes a hurricane. But look at this ship and T-ship. I mean, this suggests that if it doesn't make landfall, it probably has more potential to become a hurricane. But I think it has less potential than yesterday. We'll have to see. It's probably 50-50 whether this becomes a hurricane. Then it's going to be weakened. And we'll have to see how close it comes to the Baja. Then after, as it's moving over cooler water, and we'll have to wait and see. Here's the GFS at 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. You definitely got more ridging, heading it more westward. I think it's gonna stay too far to the west. Too much ridging to the north to hit the Baja, in my opinion. As for the 10% system in the Atlantic, I'm just gonna say I doubt it has much of a chance of formation. Models still try to form a low pressure, but I doubt it's gonna form into a tropical cyclone. I agree with the NHC. There's nothing else in the Atlantic, and there's nothing else in the Eastern Pacific. That's your tropical update.